Okay, now for the fun stuff. So this is after I'm already officially rec certified. We did all our recs on the school bus, which are not in any of these videos, but that's only like 20 feet and warm and boring and short. So Mermet Springs has the Boeing 727 from the movie U.S. Marshals. Not a replica, the actual prop. It has no wings, it's just the fuselage, cockpit, tail. I don't know exactly how they got it, but there was a point in time when Wesley Snipes, pre-tax evasion, was walking through this airplane. Anyway, so we decided to do a fun dive after the class to penetrate this 727 wreck, as it... yeah, we'll call it a wreck. Not really a wreck. Yeah, obviously the plane would be completely obliterated if this was an actual wreck. But it's kind of in the back of the quarry, so we surface swam out there and dropped down on the nose, which is a first for me. I've swam around this plane many times. Never been inside it, of course. But I've always dropped down on the tail, which is like 15 feet below water, so it sits in the water at an angle. The tail is about 15 feet. The nose, which you see now, we just got there, is about 50 feet. And it is cold, baby. It is cold down there. You hit 2 different thermoclines at least coming down. Mermet, this time of year, 0 through 20 feet is like the beach. Yeah, you hit 20 feet, actually, about 17, 18 feet it was by the school bus, I think. You get a distinct cold layer. And then I think around, oh man, I don't know, 25, 30, 35 feet, you hit another cold layer. Yeah, at this point I'm freezing. It is cold. I got my thickest hood on. I've got my gloves on. You can see my gloves. What you can't see on my right glove, there's a huge gaping hole in my right glove. So I bought these gloves about a year and a half ago. There's been a loose thread that's been peeling off the glove a long time now, and it finally came to a head today. It hit the fan. I was pulling it on, and a huge seam burst at the base of my palm. You know, I wore them anyway, but my right hand is pretty darn cold at this point in my life. So we swam into the wreck. I am penetrating a wreck right now. As I said in the last video, we are not laying down a line because, as the instructor said, we are very familiar with this wreck, aka he is. There's no obstructions. There's no reason we're going to get in there and have to turn around. It's spacious as far as wrecks go. We're still single file. At least 2 of us should probably be shoulder to shoulder, but we pretty much went in single file. He also said there's not much silt and debris in there. But you know, you could see him kicking up a little bit. Yeah, I'm kicking up way more than he's kicking up, I can tell you that. I was extremely impressed with his buoyancy, his agility in the water. Yeah, it's what I aspire to be, and you can't really see that in the videos, but he is staying at a constant depth, legs bent, feet up, just flicking those ankles to go where he wants to go. I mean, that's what you want. I'm over here kicking, flutter kicking, stirring stuff up for Mike behind me, no doubt. And you can tell, so we go through this wreck and we come back, and you'll see, we come back, I feel like it was a lot more stirred up than it is the first time, and I think that's probably my fault. We'll throw some blame on Mike too. He's not here to defend himself, so your fault too, Mike. Yeah, so look at all these fish. The whole dives the whole dive side video, the GoPro was tilted a little too far down, I thought. See, this is very much in front of me. I wish I had tilted it up a little more. But those little fish you see, there was thousands of them in there. Thousands! They were darting around. I don't think I've ever seen that in Mermet. I've come here a lot, and I think I've seen a few of those. There's no way I saw as many inside this airplane that I've seen before. I don't know, they must feel safe in here. There's a lot of big fish. You saw the big daddy fat sex catfish in the last video. I'm pretty sure he's not eating those little ones, but there's probably fish in here that are eating them, so I guess this plane offers them some, it's their, you know, fortress of protection. It's their safe zone, I suppose. And along those same lines, they probably did not like me shining this big floodlight I have on them. I've gotten a lot of comments about this light. This is a good light. I spent some money on it. You know, you generally get what you pay for. So it's in flood mode right now, which is 120 degrees field of view. You might have seen in the previous video that it also has a 10-degree single LED beam penetrating light. I generally like the flood mode video, or the floodlight. What did I say, flood mode? Generally like the floodlight mode. So here we are. So we've swam up the wreck. We penetrated the nose. We've swam at an angle up the entire way. This is some hole in the bottom. You know, I work for an airplane company, and I really don't know what this was. Maybe the landing gear? No, it can be landing gear. Really have no idea why there's a gigantic hole in the bottom of this airplane. I don't think that's where the luggage goes. In fact, the instructor told us, well, he's telling me now, turn around and go back into the plane. But the instructor told us the cargo hold, which we did not go. We'd been through the passenger fuselage, if that wasn't clear. But he told us pre-dive that the cargo hold is a separate, more advanced wreck penetration dive. The reason being is there's one way in, one way out. So in the fuselage, you know, you can go in the nose, exit the rear, vice versa. Not so with the cargo hold. And look at this silt. You can just see all that ish stirred up. I mean, look at that. It almost looks like there's stairs there. Those are stairs. Those are stairs. I have no idea what those are. This is a Boeing 727. It's not a C-17. You know, there should be no cargo ramp at the end of the plane, and that's what that looks like to me, you know, except for the stairs. Very strange. Maybe I'm just in a funk right now, can't think of it, but I cannot fathom what that could be. Alright, there's an emergency exit on the right. That's the rear of the plane. You should always know where your exits are. In fact, we probably should have done a swim around on this wreck before we actually went inside, but it was basically, I don't want to put words in my instructor's mouth, but he basically said this is the easiest freaking wreck you're ever going to do in your life. Yeah, so you might have seen me black my light out there. I was looking for my buddy. As you might have seen when you're doing wreck diving, at least we simulated this. You know, we swam out. You can do whatever you want when you swim out of the wreck, but generally how it works is you go into the wreck, you penetrate a certain distance, and when it's time to turn around and go out from whence you came, you don't do this big loop and the leader keeps leading. What you do is you mirror your positions. So if you were trailing the swim into the wreck, everybody kind of does a 180, flips around, and the trailer now becomes the leader. And so we simulated that on this dive. So I was in the middle. The first leader was the instructor, and another guy in our group, Mike, was the trailer. And as soon as we got to the nose of the plane, flipped around. Oh, look at all that silt sitting on that chair. I don't know who brought that chair in here, but it doesn't belong. Anyway, we flipped around. He went into the wreck first, as you saw, and I promptly lost him. No idea where he went. I was getting a little worried. He must have hightailed it. Boy, look at that. Yeah, I almost ran into that. I was face down. Whatever that is. Sidestep to the starboard side. That's right for all you non-nautical people out there. Starboard is right, port is left. There's a Calvin and Hobbes to let you know. Hey, there's our buddy. Look at him. He's back. I guess he swam out, swam back in. I don't know. He's a fish. I can't swim that fast. Oh, those look like cubbies? Those cubbies on the right? Yeah, those are the flight attendant cubbies. Man, when was the last time you had a cubby? I think it was 3rd grade for me. Maybe 4th. I think I had cubbies in 4th grade. Maybe not. I'd have to think about that. Anyway, here we are. Nose of the plane. Emergency exit on the left. In fact, this is where you board the plane. I don't know what they do with the doors. Finally outside. It was a little unnerving swimming into that enclosed area, big as it was. It was just single file, and I don't really like single file. Single file means you have no idea what's going on behind you. Very little idea what's going on in front of you, depending on the visibility. And as you probably saw, the visibility in there was ish, so not really sure what was going on in front. Oh, so sorry for the weird cut. It turns out the GoPro, I think it reaches a certain file size, certain video length, and it starts writing to a new file. So it's up to me to mash everything together anyway. You know, that's a safety mechanism in case it crashes. It doesn't want to destroy everything you've been trying to record. But anyway, we just exited the plane. We are now following this rope to the train car, and this segment is short because that's just how the timing happened. I will see you in the next one. Finally, the 3rd leg in our Boeing 727 wreck penetration. Yeah, so we're following the rope from the nose of the plane to the train car. And it's not evident in what I recorded because my video is tilted down too far, but buddy number 3 got too cold. He gave the shiver signal, and he said he's going up. And I said, okay, and the instructor said, okay, peace, don't let the door hit you on the way out. I kind of wanted to go with him. I was freezing at this point. The gaping hole in my glove did not help. But I don't get to Mermet that often. In fact, this is, well, depends on how you define often. But this is the first time I've been this year. It is about 2 hours and, we'll call it 3 hours. It's 3 hours away from where I live. That's a long way to drive, so I thought, you know, while I'm here, I can tolerate a little chilliness. Oh, did you see my watch? What did that say? 45 feet deep, 2,000 some PSI left. That was quick. You gotta look quick. I wish I could have paused it there and explained everything that was going on there. I'll do that in the comments. Sorry, in the description of this video. But we're swimming through this train car now. This is one of the coldest points in Mermet that I've ever been to. It gets deeper and colder than this. Although, and then, yeah, so he said, so that placard says to platform 2. So platform 2 you've already seen, although I don't think I identified it. Platform 2 is at about 15 feet. And so I'm kind of relieved at this point that we're going to platform 2 because I was cold. And I think he was too. And so it turns out I thought this was going to be a direct line to platform 2. It's actually not. So you're still pretty cold swimming along this line. It actually goes to a moor line, an anchor line, 2-platform queue that goes vertically up from there. But I wanted to show what swimming into the void looked like. I think I'm about to take a right here with my camera. Or did I already do it? I must have already done it. Yeah, you can see how dark it is. That's it.